It's on.
Let's go. It's been a minute. Why are you still there? Why? I wish the camera can see what you look like. What do you? Yo, astaghfirullah. You don't want to know. Yes,
Sup,
there's
gang?
that smile. There's that
What's
smile.
up, gang?
My boy is a little sad.
I'm not sad, bro.
Don't be glum, chum.
I'm not even sad
Don't
at
be
all.
glum. We tried to do a live stream. If you saw our stories, we tried to do one for 11 a.m., but it didn't work out.
Failed.
All
miserably.
because of Elman and his lack of preparation. No, I'm kidding. But it's okay. We live and we learn.
Yep.
We live and we learn, man. But it's been a minute.
Oh my god, bro. It's been so long.
I know. Seeds of Ilm, episode number 9.
We're gonna presume that this is season number 2.
Yes.
Season number 2 starts on episode 9 for us. Don't care. Don't talk about it.
But how's life been, man? How's life been?
I don't know, bro. For me, I've been in it, bro. I've been in it.
Going through a test?
I don't know if it's a test, but I've been demotivated, bro, for a hot minute.
I remember you made a video that your iman, it's normal if it goes up and down.
Yeah, but when you're in it, bro, it's so hard to take that in, because you feel like, bro, when you get lazy and stuff, it's not even laziness. It's like
Lack of energy.
But you don't even know. Like, you could work out, you could do whatever, but it's just like you feel like a mental lack of energy sometimes.
Yeah, I've been there. And we always talk about it that it's almost like we take turns. That's why it's so important to like surround yourself with like-minded people, especially people that are just into Islam. Because like you said, when you're in your trial, it's like that's all you know, that's all you see. It's like almost tunnel vision. But like having people that are around you to like see the light and be like, no man, like just do this. Like you need it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can't do it yourself.
100%, man. And I'm going to take this all because I also
sick
got
too.
mad sick. Not anymore, alhamdulillah. But I was, like, the cough, bro, GG. And what I realized, bro, when I'm sick, bro, you take your health for granted, fam.
Yeah.
Like, when you're sick, I was bedridden, bro, for, like, 3 days. And I was like, bro, I had such, like, I was able to do anything, wake up, bro. I got up, and my bones were hurting, fam. And I'm just like, holy. So when I felt so bad, and my bones were hurting, I was just like, bro, I just gotta go pray. I gotta go pray. If it's hurting this much, I gotta go pray because I don't have this every day.
Yeah.
So, like, I gotta go pray to give thanks, you know? Holy, bro.
But
You know?
we'll cut that out.
Cut that out. But that was hectic, fam. But I've heard that there's a quote, not a quote, a hadith that our Prophet, peace be upon him, says, and he says that never does a believer go through an instance of distress or sadness or pain or depression, not even a prick of a thorn, that Allah evaporates some of his sins for him. So if you're sick, that whole moment you're sick and you're worshiping, whether it's like you're saying Allahu Akbar, Astaghfirullah, or anything, your sins are constantly being washed off throughout that whole period of sickness. So if you're sick and you keep remembering the concept of Allah in your mind, your sins are literally being wiped off while you're sick.
While you're sick?
Yeah, but you can't do that while you're healthy, you know?
That just goes to show there's like a balance to everything. When you're not sick, you have the energy to do it yourself. But like you're expected to do it. But when you're sick, anytime it's harder and you actually do it, you're getting double the blessings. So it balances out having less energy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. But I don't know, bro. Overall, past few months, I've just been going through. Omi just texted me and she's like, what's happening to the live?
It's okay.
But I don't know, bro. Over the past few months, man, it's just been, I don't know, man. I can't explain it. It's just like everyone, I feel like, and what makes it worse is I feel like when you make Islamic content, you talk about Islam, everyone around you always has this idea that you're
Everything's
immune.
golden.
You're immune to feeling certain ways,
Yeah.
feeling that. Like we see Islamic speakers, Mufti Menk,
Yeah.
Noman Ali Khan, all these guys.
And we can't imagine them down.
Yeah.
We can't imagine them low.
They're so contained all the time. They're always on their deen and they're always helping others. And because they're helping other people, you feel as if they're golden, they're perfect. But we don't know what they're going through individually in their personal lives, you know? But the beauty of that is imagine someone so high going through something and they're still helping others. That means that they're independent, meaning the only help they seek is from Allah. They don't need to go show other people, I'm sad, I'm this, I'm this.
Yeah.
Because the only help they need is from...
Yeah. But you're living proof, bro. I'm sure deep down, you don't want to be doing a podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but you're
bro.
here.
But
And I think, honestly, for me, it's humbly speaking, and like, alhamdulillah for everything. I think that's part of the appeal of like Seeds of Ilm, is that I would love to see other people, like scholars, show themselves in a state of weakness to show that you can rise above it. But if you have that perception of, oh, they're always good, it's almost like you separate yourselves from them. It's like, oh, they're good because they're so connected. It's like, no, you can be low and still build that connection up, because everyone has to start somewhere.
yeah.
And we talked about that, feeling almost a certain level of intimidation. Because I remember when I first was getting introduced to Islam, I used to view you like, you would tell me to do certain things, like, no, Cornell, you have to pray 5 times a day. You gotta pray at certain times. It's Asr prayer, it's Asr prayer, like, trust me, Cornell. And I used to always think deep down, it's like, you're so disciplined and you're so consistent because of your relationship with Allah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that kept me back. But you would sprinkle that in with telling me, like, Cornell, I'm tired, like, oh, it's hard. And then that would humanize the process. And I would look internal and be like, oh, I can start anywhere. Like, you don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like, you can build your way up to a certain level. And that's what it's all about. Because what did you tell me? You said you should never enter a room and assume that your iman is higher, because someone younger has less sins than you and someone older has repented more.
Yeah.
So you're always in a state of humility. Everyone's starting in their own place, but it's a lifelong journey and it's up and down.
Yeah.
You just went on a flight. When you go on that flight, there's turbulence, there's ups, there's downs, but what's consistent? You're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing
It's
right
hard.
now.
When you're in it, it's like
You feel it.
more you feel it, one, and it's more difficult to rationalize with yourself. But when you see other people, it's not directly impacting you. That's like the selfish human being, you know?
Yeah, man.
Even when you're giving advice, it's kind of selfish because you don't ever feel what the other person is feeling.
Yeah.
You could only talk to them about it and try to make them feel better.
To give them the fuel to connect to Allah
Yeah.
and get
But-
themselves out.
Yeah, man. But I'm telling you,
It's hard.
yeah, bro, that
Sorry.
stuff was hard. But enough about all that. It happens. Get over it.
But you know, I do want to bring something up too, though, which is that, like, we're going to continue to get trials and continue to be tested. But I think the beauty of Islam is that it's like we're building the muscle to be able to handle more and more and more. We talked about this.
Yeah.
You're like, Cornell, why? Like, it seems as though my trials are coming like closer,
back to back.
back to back. How come before I'd get into a car accident, get over it, and then there'd be like a year process where everything's golden and beautiful. But I think it's because Allah knew I wouldn't be able to handle something so close.
Yeah.
So I would honestly take it as an honor to be tested, because that means Allah knows you can handle it.
Yeah.
And the only reason why you can handle it is because you've earned it. You went to the gym, your muscles are strong. You know what I mean? Because look at the prophets. The prophets went through the hardest of trials. The hardest of trials. But their faith level, their iman, is unfathomable, bro.
Yeah. Can't
You
reach
know?
that.
So take it as an honor. And I always say that when you're going through your trial and your difficulty, that's when Allah's watching the most.
That's something that you said for a long time.
Yeah, man. Because think about an analogy. Think about school. At recess, are they watching you closely? No. You're having fun, you're doing your thing. But when it comes to an exam, they're studying, they're watching every single move because they're trying to protect you from cheating, because they know the consequences are so hard. So
Facts.
Allah's watching you, and Allah's close. Allah's close. And I've been in those situations. It's so difficult. But that means every single thing you do, it's weighed
It
more.
weighed more, yeah.
It weighs more.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
How about you, fam? What?
Cool.
Tell me about. Okay, so another thing. There'll be times where we literally go ghost on each other for maybe a month or two. You know,
Yeah.
light work. But when I say ghost, literally mean ghost
Yeah.
off the radar.
Yeah.
But subconsciously, we both know that we're doing something productive to come back with
Yes.
like more insight.
Yes.
It's always like that. So this is like our first time actually having a conversation after like what, 2 months, bro?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
been a
man.
hot minute.
A month and a
So
half.
what have you been doing?
Yo, work has been the worst. It's a blessing, alhamdulillah, but it's been testing me, man. Like testing me. And it's like, it's so hard because at the back of my head, I know that I want to focus 100% on Seeds of Elm because that's more fulfilling. But like every time I'm trying to like do my work, like more things are added, more things are added. And I start to wonder like, if this is something better for Allah, why is he making my job harder? Wouldn't he want it to be easier so then I have more time to focus on Seeds of Elm? I had that thought for maybe a week, but it made me realize that I'm gaining stuff in my job. Like I'm gaining skills that are actually going to help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then also, you made a good point. You said that we would go ghost, but we deep down know we're doing something productive. That productivity is actually us learning about Islam, connecting to Allah,
Yeah.
doing research, watching lectures. That's a good thing for Allah.
Yeah.
Which means our trials and our low is a good thing too. Because if it wasn't a low, if everything was
Then we would have
golden,
just been wasting time.
we would have been wasting time.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been growing and seeking knowledge.
But another thing you just mentioned about your job, right? You're saying that your job, why isn't Allah making that easier for you so you can focus more on your deen? It's just like sometimes when you think that, so in your mind already you establish that if you got less work you'd be able to focus more on your deen. You already established that in your mind, but that's not what Allah established. So there has to be something that if your work actually goes light, something is gonna go light in the
Yeah.
other sense too, which
Yeah.
is your deen.
Yes.
The reason why you work hard on your deen right now is because you feel guilty for working that hard on your work. So if your work went easy, you would translate that into your deen too, you know? So you try to loafed a little bit because you're like, you'll have all the time in the world.
Exactly. 100%. And like once I got that realization, my whole mindset just like shifted. It shifted. It's like I'm honored that things are difficult because you're so right. I've seen what idleness does. When you have so much free time, it's like you're not using it.
That's what messed me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you mean?
The free time.
The free time?
Yeah, free time is the shaitan's playing ground, right?
Idleness is the devil's playground.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, because when you have nothing to do, it's just like thoughts,
Yes.
waste of time. Like
Yep.
you just waste away your day.
Yeah.
And then your habits throughout your days.
It
become
weakens.
wasted.
Yep.
One thing that really, really was challenging for me up until this year, still now, I'm still getting better, is routine.
Yeah.
Bro, routine is something that I've always looked at, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to follow a routine, you know? I
Yeah.
just want to do whatever I want
Yeah.
on my own schedule.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, the 9 to 5 work stuff, bro, what bothers me most about it is the routine. The routine of having to answer to someone, the routine of having to go
Structure.
into work, the structure. I hated it. And it bothers me. Like, it bothers me to a point where I feel contained. I feel like I can't do what I need to do, you know? And then just because of work and stuff, I translated that to my life. Like, I don't want to go to sleep at a certain time. I don't want to wake up at a certain time. I don't want to do this at a certain time. But I come to realize that Islam is built around that concept of routine.
Yeah.
Allah embedded, routine within people and within our lives because Allah knows how human beings can develop, can grow.
Yeah.
And the most successful I've been in certain areas in my life has been when I incorporated a routine.
Yeah.
I started going to the gym and I incorporated a routine of going to the gym a couple of times a week. You know, I incorporated a routine of, for example, even me gaming, right? Like during that period of time, you can't get good at something unless you build a routine around it. Consistency, right? Our deen, our TikToks, our YouTube, our Instagram, how
Discipline, routine.
a routine. So it's just like routine can cause you to fall into something bad, or routine can actually cause you to create something good
And sustain it.
and sustain it. So that book, Atomic Habits and stuff, that the one that you shared with me,
beautiful, eh?
bro, I'm reading it and it's opening up my
beautiful.
mind.
Yeah.
It's opening my mind. It's just like a routine. It's like, Islamically speaking, it's like this. What I got out of one of these graphs, it says that a man can start these small habits every day, and your idea of success is going to be linear and going up. But the actual success, how it happens, is it actually stays stagnant, and then all of a sudden it goes.
Boom. Yep.
It snowballs.
Yes.
And that's what happened with my workout. That's what happened with my game. That's what happened with our TikToks. It stays stagnant. And it stays stagnant to a point where you feel like there's no change happening. But all of a sudden you will see some
There's
growth.
a tipping point.
And why I relate this to Islam is because you go through your tests, and you feel like there's nothing that's going to
happening.
come out of it. But all of a sudden, after
Yeah.
Allah sees that, hey, this habit has been performed X amount of time, he's been through this test X amount of days.
They're ready.
He's been patient X amount of time.
They're ready.
Up, like the scale
Yeah.
goes up.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
immediately up. It's not linear. It goes because if it was linear like this, no one would ever. There's no hardship in linear.
None.
There's no
None.
hardship in that. There's hardship in stagnancy.
When you
and
don't see
then-
the results.
Exactly.
Yes. And that takes patience. And it takes faith.
Yeah.
And it takes faith.
Yeah, because
that's
you
100%
don't
facts.
see anything for a hot minute, right? Like you don't see anything for this long.
Yeah.
It's just the same, but you feel like your habits aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Right? But all of a sudden you see that growth
Yeah.
happen exponentially at a
Yes.
certain point. There's a tipping point there.
Yeah.
Where your effort literally like it's not a snowball. You can't say it's a snowball. Snowball is linear.
Yeah.
It's not a snowball. It's something that just happens. It's an outburst.
It's like you're building the snowball first, right there. You're not moving, but you're building
Yeah.
it. And then when it's ready, Allah's like, okay, push it.
Yeah.
Now it goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. But you got to build the snowball first. But even that with prayers, man. Like when I first started, it's... You sick.
There.
No, even with prayers, think about it. When I
Yeah.
first started, it seemed so challenging. I'm like 5 times a day, like really? I do 1, and I do 2, I wouldn't, and then 3, and then 4. And then all of a sudden, it's like, it's something I couldn't not do. You know what I mean? Like the absence of praying, I felt more than the
Yeah.
challenge of praying.
Yeah.
Which is wild. But that's literally every aspect of your life. Working out too. The first 2 weeks, it was nothing but pain. And I'm still scrawny.
The first year, it's literally it's called newbie gains, right? So the first year, up until a certain point, you'll still be the same physique you are, but all of a sudden, like remember that summer that I came back to UTSC when you started working out?
I was shocked.
That was 2 months, but I was working out since when? Before that, I didn't
Oh, you
never
were,
stop.
eh?
I never stopped working. Remember, as soon as grade 11 hit, I went to the weight room.
Oh, yeah.
I've been working out
yeah.
from grade 11 to that was third year university.
Mm.
You didn't see any changes up until third year university. I was still skinny. I was still scrawny. Like there's no change. But then that summer, I
Fuck.
stuck and I came back. Remember?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, yo, what happened?
And then that,
Yeah.
I started
No,
after
but
that.
think about it. It can't just. No one can get results
not
in 2
overnight.
months. You can't
It's
get
not
results.
overnight.
You can't get results in 2 months. So it must have meant that I was building something for the past
Yeah.
few years.
Yeah.
And finally got to a point where it was like, okay, you've been consistent. You've been patient.
Here's the results.
Here you go.
Here's the results.
Yeah, bro. That's how it happens.
And even with nature, when you think about it, like you would be trying to cultivate the soil and you're putting the seed in and you're watering it. You don't see nothing and then you water it. You don't see nothing. You run out of water and you're praying like, I need some water. Rain will come down. You don't see nothing. But then once the seed is ready to blossom, then you just see everything.
Yeah, linear. Then it's a linear growth.
Yes, yes. So no, I love it, man. I love it. But going back to these trials, like these are like toolkits that we're gaining. This insight. There's still going to be moments where we forget, but because we built the discipline on learning it and applying it and trusting it, because we passed our trials before, now it's easier for us to like wake up and be like, oh no, I remember I got through it, or I remember you got to be patient, or I remember it's not linear. And then it's easier. So these trials are actually getting easier because we're getting stronger.
Yeah.
No, let me rephrase. It's not getting easier. They're actually getting harder,
But you're getting stronger.
but we're getting stronger, which is a blessing, which is a blessing. So even if you're going through something right now, think about like the future. Think about all you're going to gain in the future. There could be a blessing that's just too big for you to handle
Yeah.
because it's too heavy. Allah knows if I give them that wife, or if I give them that husband, or if I give them that kid, or if I give them that job, they'll mess it up. So let me build up the skills that you're going to need to handle it. So when I do give it to you, you'll hold it,
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
which is a blessing. So you should be thankful for
Yeah,
that.
because the worst feeling is you dropping a blessing.
Yes, 100%.
Because then it's just like, yeah.
It's like you get a job interview, right? And then you're late for it because you slept in, you were playing whatever. Imagine that feeling. It's like Allah gave me that beautiful opportunity and I ruined it. Versus, no, you know what? Let me give Cornell more structure. Let me make sure he wakes up on time 10 times in a row.
Yeah.
Where I know that once the interview comes, he'll wake up. Okay, now let me give him the opportunity because he'll actually get the job. So it's like,
Yeah.
yo, Allah loves us so much, man.
Like you just want to be, you want him to have you prepared, and you got to trust that process.
Trust the process. So like going back to my job, like I'm so thankful for everything that's going on because I know it's for something. There's wisdom in everything Allah does. So even if I don't know what I'm developing these skills for, I know it's for something.
Yeah. It's for you to gain something, or it's for you to avoid something.
Yes. And
'Cause
both are a blessing.
Yeah, you don't know what your free time would do to you.
Yes.
And you don't know what your busyness is doing to you.
For you.
Yeah, for you.
Yes.
So, yeah, man.
100%.
It's been pretty hectic, bro. But overall, you look back, and it's just like these are the hectic times where it's just like you just got to get over it to get to the next.
Yeah.
And bro, like I keep telling like Rabib and these guys, you know, like my other friends, like you can't look for comfort here, man. Like you cannot look for comfort. There's no such thing as comfort.
Yeah.
Like think about it. Whatever you're doing, you're exerting energy, like with or without you knowing. Your body, with or without you knowing, is exerting so much cognitive, so much physical energy right now for you to be alive.
Yeah.
Like you don't realize it, but the amount of things that are working in your body constantly, they're not taking a rest. Like what in your body is taking a rest right now? Nothing can. Because
Nothing.
the moment something rests, you're done. You're sick.
Yeah.
So it's just like naturally there is nothing in this world that's not working. Like animals are they're not having fun running around and playing.
Yeah.
They're trying to get food. They're trying to sustain. Like everything is constantly working. So it's just like, who are we to be Allah's most intelligent creatures that
And not have to work for it.
we're here to just relax, you know? Like there's no point. And relaxing here is only bringing us more tire in the
future.
in the hereafter.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about the future here. I'm talking about the hereafter. Because the more lazy you are here, the more relaxed you are here, you're wasting your time to do work for that. I keep saying to myself, like, be tired, it's fine. As long as you're investing
In the hereafter.
in the hereafter.
Yeah.
Like, are your goal, even if you don't have money in this world, even if you don't have the riches, the fame, the status, the looks, the favor in your hands here, Allah made it equal for anyone to become rich there. Because all you have to literally do, say you're disabled, you're ugly, you have no money, all you have to do is Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, and you're getting stacks. You're just getting money, you're just getting deeds built up, and you have no requirement, you have no resume needed, you have no interview, you have nothing. The criteria is given to everyone.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's equal.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
It's proportion.
If you're struggling here, fine.
You're gonna be chilling
At least
later.
make the best out of that one.
Yeah.
Like there's no need to struggle in both places.
Yeah.
You know, and this world is it's only created for like it's a delusion, right? Like
Yeah.
it's you have pleasure for a little while.
Yeah.
And when I say a little while, is there's certain things you can do here and there. You know, you can play your games, pleasure. You could be outside with your friends, pleasure. You could eat a certain type of food, pleasure. But majority of your day is not pleasure.
Yeah.
You're tired. You
Yeah.
need to sleep for 8 hours.
There's something you have to do.
It's something you have to do. So
Yeah.
it's just like as a man in this day and age, bro, don't be out here looking for comfort, because
Yeah.
comfort, like your level of comfort as you grow up only decreases, because as a boy you have comfort, as a child you have comfort, but the older you get, the more responsibilities you get, your comfort, your time decreases.
Yeah.
And that's just your aspect of doing work. Another aspect of your comfort decreasing is your age, because when you grow older, you're brittle, you're in pain, you have this disease, you have this illness, you have this syndrome. It's just life, bro. Like, it's just life.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is.
We're dwindling slowly. But there's a beautiful saying. The more you try to hold on to comfort, that's literally going to be a proportionate amount of discomfort in the future.
Ali Hamuda.
Ali Hamuda. Beautifully said, man.
Yeah.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
But what you just said, man, is a perfect example with Ramadan. One thing that Ramadan taught me, every Ramadan, I've only had like 3 or 2.5 really, but this last Ramadan, what it taught me is the importance of prioritizing Allah over sleep, right?
That was a big one for you.
That was a big one. But I could have chose the comfort of, nah, let me sleep. I don't want to wake up early. I don't want to stay late. But because I chose Allah over that, I've invested, inshallah, in the hereafter.
Yeah.
But I could have easily have enjoyed this moment instead,
Yeah.
right?
I won't say any names, bro, but one of my cousin's friends, who you don't know him by face, but he we went to high school with him, middle school with him, and he passed away just the other day, like 3 days ago, and he was my cousin's best friend. And he passed away, and bro, like, my prayers have changed because of him. Like, cause for the first time ever, when we went to like the Qiyam, the night prayer, that like the 2 to 4 a.m. prayer during Ramadan, we've seen him there every single day, and it's just like he's been praying with us, and he was literally with us. And then all of a sudden, we were talking about so many things, and apparently my cousin asked him, like, as a rhetorical question in the masjid after Tarawih, like, we might not even be here next Ramadan, like, we gotta make, and they're having the dawah talks, and look what happens, bro. Like, literally 2 months after Ramadan, he passed away from a motorcycle accident, and it's just like, I get on the prayer mat, and I'm just like, I try to, like, as soon as I step on the mat, I try to think to myself, I'm just like, you don't know.
But you could be your last
You
one.
don't even know, but it's just like, I question myself, I'm like, why am I not taking this more seriously?
Yeah.
And I keep asking myself, I'm just like, if you knew 100% this was going to be your last prayer,
Every moment
you would be on
praying.
this prayer mat until you actually
Pass.
passed. So why are you not? Why are you not in that state right now? I asked myself that, and
The delusion.
yeah, one of the answers I keep getting is, you're delusional.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally delusional, because you literally have a friend who's your age who literally prayed with you every single day, and he passed away just the other day. What makes you think that you're gonna be here till you're 60 or 70 or 80? Like,
Yeah.
why are you so confident?
Yeah.
And I keep asking myself, and I can't get the answer. I was just like, I don't know, like, why am I so chill with my prayer? Like, I'm gonna stand here, I'm gonna pray, and I'm gonna get off without impacting my heart in any way, shape, or form, like. And I'm just like, geez, bro, like, I don't know.
That's actually something you instilled in me, because I'm a very patient person by nature, and you're very let's go by nature. But I remember, not last Ramadan, but the Ramadan before, I'm just like, I've did enough. Like, next Ramadan. And you're just like, but yo, Cornell, you don't even know if you're going to have another Ramadan. Like, why do you think you have all this time? What if you pass away the next day? Like, you never know. And I remember in a moment, it like infuriated me.
Because it sounds so
It sounds
crazy.
harsh.
It sounds harsh, but it also sounds like so, like, mystical.
Yeah,
it
like
doesn't-
cliche,
Yeah,
like-
it's just like, relax, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like, YOLO, you only live once.
Yeah. Like, I'm healthy, I'm young. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I have so much time. But it's like, no. Only Allah knows how long you're going to be here
Bro,
for.
death does not discriminate.
Yeah.
It doesn't discriminate if you're young or you're old, if you have a disease or you're perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
Whether you're black or you're white. Like,
It's already written down.
Death is literally, it does not discriminate.
Mm-hmm.
And this word discrimination, in accordance to death, it's the most pure definition of discrimination. Because discrimination means what? I don't want to do, like, you don't want to do something because of this. There's no word because.
Yeah.
Death comes when it needs to
Period.
come. That's it.
Done.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. And I'm just like, bro, like, one of Shaitan's most deviant ways of distracting people
With
is
time.
time.
Yes.
You have time. Here, let me go through it. It's Dhuhr time. Go pray. Dhuhr, you're gonna pray right now. You have 5 hours. Chill for an hour. Chill for an hour. Chill for an hour. You're gonna go apologize. Yo, just relax, cool down a little bit. This. Oh, you're gonna revert to becoming a Muslim? Chill for a bit. Chill for a bit. You need to do a little more research. You know. Oh, hold on. You need to. You fasted this many days. Chill for a bit. You have time to do other ones. You have how many Ramadans are coming up in your life? Why are you forcing yourself to do all of this at once, bro? In any situation where you can do good, Shaitan will come with you with the disease of time, meaning pause, chill a bit, relax, do this, like you slow it down a little bit, you know, and that takes away because our Prophet, peace be upon him, he said, literally live in this world like in a rush, like you should be. It says you should rush to get married, you should rush to revert, you should rush to learn about your deen. It says rush. Like, you know, like when you talk.
Urgency.
There's urgency because what? When our Prophet was alive, when he had the night journey, he went to Jannah and he saw how close the trumpet of like the day of judgment was about to be blown.
By the angel.
Angel.
Raf.
Israfil.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was about to be blown, right? And he comes back and he tells the Ummah, like, we don't got time.
Yeah.
Like, what time do you want? And this was 1,400 years ago.
So imagine now.
You don't got time.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
I love that you brought this up, man, because, that's literally that exact statement is why I reverted the next day. Because you were getting me into Islam. You were teaching me certain things. It got to a certain point where I knew in my heart this is the truth.
Yeah.
Right? I learned about prophets. I learned about the oneness of Allah, oneness of God.
The Jesus.
How the Trinity is so flawed. Why it's so flawed, why there's so many other different religions and so many different sectors and all that stuff. I knew in my heart, Islam is the truth, but I didn't revert right away.
No, I took
a while.
Yeah, you took a while.
Why? Because I have more time. Let me do more research. Let me learn more.
I'm not ready.
I have more time. I'm not ready. What are my parents gonna say? What am I, Like I had so many excuses. So many excuses. And what you told me is, Cornell, Shaitan is not gonna take that fire out of you right away. He can't force you to not believe it's the truth. The next day you'll still believe it's the truth. The next day you'll still believe it's the truth. But he's gonna extend time, and it's like a fire. The flame of the truth that you know, eventually it's gonna start getting less and less and less until one day I'm gonna wake up and say,
it's fine.
Is it even the truth? Because you're gonna forget all the reasons why it was the truth. So rush towards it.
Yeah.
Because the one thing Shaitan doesn't want, he doesn't want you to get closer to Allah.
Yeah.
So imagine if you know, and this is for anyone that even has like 2% of, I think it actually is the truth. Shaitan is so scared of that.
Yeah.
Because he knows what that can become. He knows what that can become.
Yep.
Islam is literally the system that leads to the perfect life in this dunya. Shaitan does not want that because that is the tools to stay on a straight path. It makes it so much harder.
Yeah.
So much harder. So rush towards what you know is right.
That's what
rush
I'm saying.
towards it.
Everyone says don't rush. There's certain things you shouldn't rush, right? Like rushing to say something in a conversation to someone, like rushing to make up your mind about like certain things when you're in an argument, drastically doing something. There's time and place.
Yeah.
But when it comes to certain things that 100% you're obligated to do, this concept of rushing should not exist. Like this concept of taking your time should not exist.
Yes.
Because sooner or later you're obligated to do it.
Yes, exactly. I was at a wedding, and I don't want to name any names, but I saw one of the bridesmaids and she was wearing hijab. I'm like, wow, that's so interesting. I didn't know you were wearing hijab. And she's like, yeah, like, I just took the leap and I just did it. And she was telling me the exact same thing. She's known in her heart that she wanted to do it for so long, but it's just like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. And then all of a sudden she went to a lecture, and the lecturer said, if you know something is in your heart as the truth that you should be doing, do it. Because once you do it, Allah will make it easy for you.
Yeah.
Why would Allah make something, if you're doing something for the sake of Allah, why would He make it hard for you? When you take a step towards Allah, Allah runs towards us, leaps towards us. So He'll make it easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Because that little step that you take will lead you to so many more blessings, so many more opportunities to worship Allah.
Exactly.
Which is why we're created.
Yep.
So no, man, I don't mess with time anymore.
Who's the person?
I don't mess with time anymore. You're actually a rat. Turn that off.
I'm trying to find out, bro.
Turn that off. But no, I find that so beautiful because alhamdulillah, so many people message about reverting, and it's like every time I see that story, I see myself. It's like, no, I'm gonna do it soon. Don't worry, Cornell, I'm gonna do it soon. Like just a little bit more. Maybe I wanna get my parents to know. Or maybe I want da 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 da. But it's like when you revert, no one even needs to know.
Yeah.
You literally, if you know it's the truth, it's between Allah,
Yeah.
you and Allah. Do it tomorrow and then start learning stuff.
Yeah.
Why do you need to learn it first and then revert? The cart before the horse.
You just have to understand the basics, you know.
Yeah, and Allah will guide you.
Yeah, it's just very basic level, and it's most of it's very common sense, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
Islam makes it easy.
So easy because it's so logical.
Yeah.
Like there's not many things that are super, super abstract. Like there's so many things in the Quran that is just like illogical.
Logical.
I always say that every time I read the Quran, it's almost as if it's a reminder. It's not like I'm learning something new. I never have a feeling of, whoa, I didn't even know that. It's more like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it enlightens you.
It enlightens you,
Yeah.
which means it's already there.
Yeah, it's already there.
It's already
like
there.
the light is there. It literally just enlightens it. Like
Yes.
there's a switch already. It
Yes.
just turns the switch on.
It turns the switch on.
Yeah.
Which is honestly so beautiful. But that's why Shaitan knows the hardest step and the most important step that he needs to prevent is you just opening a page or you just trying praying, prostrating. Like those little things, like he knows as soon as you get on the train, it's easy.
And you know what's I guess the part that like boggles my mind the most?
What?
The fact that Shaitan probably believes in Allah more than any of us.
He does.
And you know, like, and he's the one trying to dissuade us.
Yes.
And then on the day when we all get called, he's gonna be like, I had no part in it. You had the information in front of you. I just came and told you something. You didn't have to listen. I whispered. But you went, I believe in Allah. I don't know what you're saying. I believe in him. And then what are you going to do?
Like
bro,
there's nothing.
He's literally going to say, I believe in him.
Yeah.
I've always believed in him.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And
Yeah.
I whispered something to you, an idea. And
Yes.
you just went.
And you ran with it. He can't force us to do anything, man. He really can't.
He's a snake, bro.
He's a snake. That's why it's said in the Quran, he's literally our open enemy. Allah's given us all the tools. He told us exactly how to combat all of this. Gratitude, worship Allah, all these things we need to do to combat evil.
Yeah. I heard, I think we're like almost an hour, but
I'm feeling this, man.
But there's something that I heard which is so sick. So it's just like, you know how Shaitan attacks you from all angles?
Yeah, all directions.
There's only two directions that he doesn't attack you from.
What?
Which is from the top and from the bottom. He attacks you from the left, the right, the front, and the back. But the top and the bottom are like you don't get attacked from there because he doesn't do it. So when you walk down the street, that's why if you want to stay safe and protected, what do? You look down and you walk. So you don't open your gaze to anyone. You don't look to the left. You don't listen to anything. You walk with purpose. You walk looking down.
With humility.
With humility.
Shyness.
So you don't get attacked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And that's also why we prostrate when we pray. Because like there's focus. You don't see anything else.
Yeah.
You literally just pray.
You have to keep your eyes open too during Salah.
Yes.
You heard about that, right?
Yeah. And I also heard that there's literally a devil that specifically tries to distract you during your prayers. Kinzab?
Yep.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He's literally assigned just so he can come and distract you. And the way he distracts you is by worldly things.
He makes your eyes look.
No, it's not even that. He comes and reminds you of certain things that you need to do. Meaning, you just stand on a prayer mat. Oh, did I turn off the stove? I should go. I should check it. Hold on. Prayer's quick. I'll focus on my praying. Oh, what do I have to do right after this? That meeting? Like he constantly comes with that. Like,
And with stresses too.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I just need to hurry because my presentation's coming. But I watched a lecture that said, for you to actually maximize your prayers, you need three things. One, you need to understand what you're actually saying, because there's so much power and beauty in the words that we say in Islam, because it's from the Quran. Like they're all literally from the Quran. It's words of Allah. So you need to understand it as much as you can. Even if you don't understand Arabic, to just understand the translation in English, so you know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Even when we say Allahu Akbar, bro, like
Yeah.
Allah is greater, which means greater than everything that we're doing in that
Yeah.
moment. So just understand what you're saying. Two, you need to be tranquil. You need to enter your prayers in a state of calm
Yeah.
and peace. So if you're just like, oh, okay, this presentation was hard, let me just go, you're not going to gain anything from it. Anything.
100%.
And the third thing is to take your
Time.
time. Because the most beautiful analogy that I heard, if you had, say you had dinner and you had dessert, and say you just like eat your dinner and you eat your dessert and you're eating it fast, you're not even like tasting it, you're not doing anything, you're not gonna taste the sweetness of that prayer.
Yeah.
You're not
Of
gonna
that
taste
food.
anything, right?
Yeah.
But if you take your time and eat your food and then you enjoy the sweetness of the dessert, now all of a sudden you have gratitude because now you know what it tasted like. Now you have the peace because you're in a lower and more calm state, you're tranquil. You're gonna actually get the benefits of the salah if you just take your time. Because I've done both. I've done astaghfirullah times where I'm just like, I just need to get it done. I need to get it done. Either because I waited too long and now I only have like 3 minutes to do it, or because I need to just get to my presentation. I need to get to the dunya, the worldly stuff. I've done that. I would leave the prayer and I would feel as though I didn't feel anything different.
But don't you see the resemblance with your life here? When you're a child and you have things to do, you rush eating your food.
Yes.
You don't taste anything. You rush it. But as you ever see a child who's a foodie? A baby who's a foodie?
Yeah.
No. You're done. You're done. You just eating is a chore for you.
Yes.
But as you become older, why do you see so many older people appreciating food?
Yes.
Because they know it's something that's valuable, something that tastes good.
My grandpa literally used to be at the dinner table for like 2 hours. And we'd be like, Grandpa, you're still eating? And he's taking like the slowest bites. And we're like, Grandpa, what are you doing? Like, come watch the game with us. This food is so good. This food is so good. He's taking his time. He's enjoying it, right? So back to my prayers. In contrast to me doing it quick, the days where I just take my time and I'm like, I'm not doing it because I have to. I'm doing it because I need to and because I want to. It feels so much different because I leave that prayer with all the benefits that Allah promises: peace, clarity, understanding, gratitude. Like I feel a completely different person. And we have that opportunity 5 times at least. So like get yourself in a state where you're just tranquil. Know that you should just understand what you're saying and take your time. And then all of a sudden you're gonna see why this salah is such a gift to Islam, to Muslims. It is literally a gift. Because I know what it was before I started praying.
Yeah.
I was lost.
It's
lost.
That salah in itself is it's a journey.
It's a mercy, bro. And yes, it's a journey.
It's a journey, bro.
Yeah.
Like there are people, including me, who's been praying for years, but it takes a certain time and understanding to get to a level of yaqeen.
Yes.
Like yaqeen is certainty,
Certainty.
you know, like certainty in something, and then I forgot the other word, bro, but it's literally the word like that means tranquility and peace, like khushu.
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 Or khushur?
Yeah, khushua.
Khushua,
Like,
yeah.
It's just like when you get to that, that doesn't come overnight, bro. There's levels to that as well.
Yeah. So the more you aspire to try to do it, the faster you're gonna grow those muscles to get it done.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, it changes everything. Everything. That's why people at work are just like, mind you, like it's a blessing that I'm in the opportunity that I'm in, but everyone around is like, how is this young kid talking to directors and talking to assistant deans? How are you so calm? How do you enter meetings and just like, you're always composed? Even if everyone is like berating you with questions and da-da-da-da. It's because of these prayers, man. Because every time I leave a stressful situation and my phone gives me that notification where it's time to pray, it's time to slow things down. The world around me is still going fast, almost too fast sometimes.
Yeah.
But the prayers slows it down and it reminds me that I cannot do anything on my own. Before I started praying, it's, oh, I need to learn more. I need to do more. I need to network more. I need to read more. I need to do this. It's all on me. It's all on my shoulders. That's me chasing this dunya and me thinking that it's my control. But it's Allah's control,
I look
man.
at prayer as a reset button.
It's a reset button.
Yeah.
You start scratch, man.
Yeah, like a reset button in a stance where you're stressed. Reset yourself.
Yes.
Understand that there's nothing to be stressed about because
Nothing.
whatever you're stressed about ultimately came from Allah.
Yes.
And if it came from Allah, you understand who Allah is. Everything Allah does for you is literally in
goodness.
Goodness, you know.
Goodness.
There's nothing bad about it. You're upset about something. Understand. Let's have a reset button. Go pray.
Yes.
Understand that you're sad about something that Allah has given you for you to learn something because it's all about goodness.
Yeah.
Bro, there's literally like when you find the perfection of prayer, you'll understand that you'll understand why you need it. Like,
Yes.
it's not as if why you should do it or
It's
I'll
like
do
you
it.
need
You'll
it.
understand why it'll be a part of your life as if you'll associate it at the same level of need as water, as air.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why our prophets and the Sahabas never missed a prayer. It's not that because they were only afraid. It's because they needed it like water.
Yeah.
They
the
needed
oxygen
it like
for the
oxygen.
soul. Yes.
Like they couldn't do it because imagine if they missed one of their prayers. How would they feel for that day? It feel like you're sick.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to be sick?
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
They could not miss it.
Yeah.
Once you get to that level, you'll understand what that means. And inshallah, we all get there, bro. Because I know I'm not there. I know
Yeah.
I'm not there, you know?
Yeah.
But I want to strive to get there. Like, I can see the vision. Like, I can see and try to understand what that is.
Yeah. For me, it's almost that we all have had glimpses of it, but I think part of the journey is that you want to have it as often as possible. There's 365 days in
Yeah.
a year. The goal is to try to have every day where you have that understanding. For me, there's days that I do have it. And every year, inshallah, because like I'm connected to Allah, it's becoming more frequent. And when I go on my low, it doesn't last as long. But I think part of the journey is just making it last longer and last longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's momentum. It's momentum. We know what it feels like when we're on a wave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like you pray you go so deeply into your prayers. Maybe you even wake up and you do the Qiyam prayer. That carries on to the next day where you go even harder, then even harder, then even harder. But then what happens, I think, is that once you get to a certain level, Allah gives you a test that matches that level of faith, and then sometimes we
Crumble a little bit.
crumble, and then you have to go back down.
Yeah, but that's part of it.
That's part of the journey.
Yeah.
It's part of the journey, which is beautiful. But I think that's
Wrap it up there.
let's wrap it up. But honestly, in sum, enjoy your trials. Like, enjoy your trials because you're learning so much and you know the weight of all the things that you're doing for the sake of Allah, despite the fact that you don't want to, despite the fact that you're tired, frustrated, sad, annoyed, questioning why Allah's doing this. Know that every time you just do something for the sake of Allah, it's worth so much more. It's a scale.
Yep.
There's weights to everything we do. So
Well said.
we got this. We got this. We keep going forward.
Let's keep going.
Keep going. Inshallah. Inshallah.
Allah Hafiz.
Peace.